All right. Let's look at this example. Still dealing with tree diagrams. This is an example that I mentioned earlier when we first started probability. Knowing certain things. Like if you didn't know how many cars were in the deck, we went over that because those are things that you would need to know. Okay, here's another example. Again, tennis. You got some tennis players in this class, but raise your hand if you don't know really how the game of tennis works. Okay, so then this is good. This is a great learning time. Okay. So let's read this example. It says Toby is a rising star at the school tennis club. He found that when he gets his first serve in, the probability he wins the point is 0.75. When he uses his second serve, there is a 0.45 chance of him winning the point. He is successful in getting his first serve in 3 out of 5 occasions, and his second serve in on 3 out of 4 occasions. A lot of numbers, a lot of information. Okay? Now I am going to rely on my tennis people in this class, because I've already explained this at one point in time already today. Could you explain how this works? Either of you. Go ahead.
Okay, so you have two serves, and if you have two serves or you lose the point, so you have to get at least one of them. Your first one is like the one you kind of hit harder, like you try to win the point with. And your second serve is one like you try to get it, and like that's your safe one, or else you lose the point. So yeah.
That's how it goes. So the guy steps up. What are the outcomes that can happen when he steps up to serve? Say what? Okay, let's try. Let's
Two failures.
Let's tennis talk. Thank you. In or out. In or out. Yes, it's called a fault. Okay? So when he steps up, like you said, you have your first serve. You try to hit that one as hard as you can. There are two things that can happen. It can either go in or it can go out. Bless you. Now, if you get it in, what happens? It plays out. You go back and forth, right? Until eventually, what happens? You lose or win the point. So you either win the point or you lose the point. That's what can happen. If it goes in, play it out, you win or lose. But if you hit it out the first time, like he said, you want to try to get it in the second time, otherwise you lose the point. So if he gets it out, you get to do what again? Serve, which means you have two outcomes that can happen, which are in or out. This is for your second serve. I'll put it small there above. So if you serve it the first time, get it out. Serve it the second time. If you get it in, what happens? Then you play it out. And so what happens? You win or you lose. But you hit it the first time and it goes out. You hit it the second time and it goes out. You lose the point regardless. And then it's 15 love. Or love 15. Yeah. Love 15. You lose the point. Okay? And that's how this tree diagram looks. Not your standard basic, well not just the race, but not your standard basic tree diagram, but you know, this is still a tree diagram. Let's fill in the numbers. It says that when he gets his first serve in, the probability that he wins the point is 0.75. Okay, so if he gets it in, he wins it 3/4 of the time, 0.75, which means that he's going to lose it 0.25. Now, when he has to use his second serve, there is a 0.45 chance of him winning the point. So if he gets it in on the second serve, he has a 0.45 chance of winning the point. So then what's the probability that he loses the point if he has to use the second serve? 0.5. Now he's successful at getting his first serve in 3 out of 5 occasions. So where would that go? On the first branch, going in. Because it says on his first serve. So here's first serve, gets it in 3 out of 5. We can put 3/5, or since we're working with decimals and it's a calculator problem anyway, that's 0.6, which means he gets it out 0.4. So he's almost at like 50-50 when he steps up to serve. And then it says, and his second serve in on 3 out of 4 occasions. So then that means 0.75 and then 0.25. What's going to be on that last branch over here?
1.
1. Because if he serves it out both times, he loses the point 100% of the time. Okay? There's no, oh, the ball boy tripped inside the middle of the court as he was serving. It's none of that. Okay? He loses the point 100% of the time. And there's the tree diagram for this particular situation. Okay? So, let's find the probability that the next time it is Toby's turn to serve, he wins the point. He wins the point. Okay? That's what we're trying to figure out. How could that happen? How could he win the point? What are the scenarios that can happen when he wins the point?
He gets first serve.
He gets the first serve in and wins the point, or
Out and win.
gets it out, he gets it in, and then he wins the point. What are you going to do with those two probabilities? Add them up. Let's figure that out. So remember, when we're trying to determine these probabilities, we're going to multiply along the branches. So that's 0.6 times 0.75 plus 0.4 times 0.75 times 0.4. We're going to multiply those probabilities respectively and then add them together for a total of 0.585. Yes. So the probability that he wins the point on his next serve is going to be a little over 50%. Okay? Now, given that Toby wins the point, what is the probability that he got his first serve in? Again, this is another what? Conditional probability. Okay? So we're looking at, and I'm just writing this out for those who might need this visual here, okay? So we're trying to figure out that the first serve goes in, given that he wins the point. That means we're looking for the probability that the first serve is in and he wins, divided by the probability that he wins. What is going to be our numerator?
0.6 and 0.75.
Exactly. In and win. In and win. 0.6 times 0.75. And we're going to divide it by what?
0.585.
Which is the part we found in part A. So we type that in. And we figure that out. So the probability that his first serve went in, given that he win the point, is what? Point what? 0.769?